2 sets to Lendl, and I don't think Becker can come back from that. He knows it.
He's just talking to himself. Can't understand why, when he did get to the net and had it covered. The mind works in strange ways in this game, doesn't it, Cliff?
You know, you put a lot of pressure on yourself as you look at Tyriak. You can see he's worried. I talked to him just before they started out there. He said to me, who do you think's going to win? I said, I'm picking Becker by a very, very short margin. I said, what about you? He said, I think he'll win. And he wasn't a coach talking. That was, you know, the honest feeling of Tyriak, because he will say very negative things about his man if he thinks he deserves them.
Deuce.
Advantage Becker.
And advantage to Boris Becker. Two games apiece. Second set. It's wide. And somebody up in the stands will get a souvenir. Tennis ball?
No, they'll have to, if the ball boys are on their toes, they'll get it back.
Deuce.
And deuce.
You know, you have to have the same number of balls out there all the time, and the players have the right to ask him to get another ball back in there if...
well, that one went so far up into the seats, I'm sure somebody grabbed it and ran out. There's Tony Roach, the white jacket, Gunnar Bosch in the blue jacket. And the advantage back to Boris Becker.
Little help from the tape. Almost had 2 swings at that ball back. Lendl made the return and he was making his swing. Then it hit the tape, so he had to restart his swing, Becker, but he had plenty of time. Some overhead.
Boris Becker leads 3 games to 2. Second set against Ivan Lendl. We'll return to Madison Square Garden in New York in a moment.
That is Don Marin, Chairman and Chief Executive of Payne Weber Incorporated, presenting sponsor of this deal. Guys like that have supported this great sport of ours for a long time. He's a good player himself, by the way, and we certainly appreciate that. He said he was playing with Roscoe Tanner last week. I said, playing with, well, he said kind of just hitting with him, really, I suppose.
Hope Roscoe wasn't serving at full capacity.
But it is organizations like his that have supported this sport, as I said, Roger, and I really, without those guys, the professional sport of tennis would not and could not be what it is. And they are welcome, and hopefully they feel that their sponsorship is worthwhile, and I think they do.
15 love.
Well, the serve has just been on, not just tonight, not just last night, but since last Thursday, and Becker continues to have a running conversation with himself, as he has since the 9th game of the first set.
There's just so many things you can do to try to get into a match, and Becker's trying at least some of them, but when you get a reply like this to a shot like Becker just hit, you have to wonder whether you're ever going to be able to do anything worthwhile.
Becker doesn't seem to have any answers. He tosses his racket down. It's 40 love. And he can just shake his head right now.
It just seems like Boris isn't able to pick the direction that Lendl is serving. He's not picking them at all. He's frustrated on his heels.
Game Lendl.
And Lendl evens things up at 3 games apiece. Let me ask both Cliff and Rod right now. Lendl has been gearing himself for Australia. This championship is very important, but he is the #1 player in the world and has a lot of confidence in that. Becker has come out and said, if I win this, I should be considered #1. You think Becker's put a lot of pressure on himself and he's feeling it tonight?
No, I don't think Lendl feels exactly the same way about this tournament. Believe me, you've lost 3 times out of 4 to a guy in 1 year. He's #2 in the world. He's breathing up your neck. You're going to try your level best. He's not thinking about Australia right now.
I'm not necessarily, but in other words, pressure not so much being there because he feels secure in the fact that he is the #1. And he said, hey, Becker's got to come and get it from me. Rod, any comment on that?
Well, I think Ivan, of course, is playing tremendous tennis at the moment, and he's at this moment he's playing way above what Boris is up to, and I think he's out to prove that he's the #1 player, and he likes the facility here, and I think that he's playing confidently, and I think he's very sure that he's going to come out the winner.
Carbon copy of the first set, my friends. Remember, Becker started out serving it and was having trouble in his serve all along. Lendl wasn't. Same story here.
And it was the 3rd game in each set that Becker was able to stave off the break points. And
15 all.
15 all now.
Boris is just not feeling the ball. He's losing it. Seems like his touch is off, and just not catching the ball, and his direction's way off.
The only thing that has worked for him from time to time is that big first serve, and I guess he can get enough of them in. He may be able to keep his nose out in front. Goodness knows, from his standpoint, he needs to.
First serve.
Net. First serve. .30-15.
30-15.
Still too many unforced errors, and Lendl knows it. Lendl looking at 2 things that he likes. #1, Becker's making the unforced errors. #2, he's not coming into the net, so he's not having to force the pace himself on trying to make the big passing shots that Becker could and should be forcing him to do. 30 all. And Becker has not been this close on Lendl's serve any time in the match.
And Ivan Lendl with another break opportunity in this 7th game, 2nd set.
It seems like this is a carbon copy of last year's final. Boris is going for too much, and Lendl knows it. He's just keeping the pressure on. And I think the one thing he's doing is, with Lendl, he's getting that short chip shot on the backhand side, keeping it low.
Lendl did that once before, but Becker had it covered this time.
Look at this. You can't hit a beautifully executed volley. Now, Lendl, boy, is not slow anymore, is he? I think he's really improved his speed. He gets to the ball